Hey guys, CD Gaming back with another Path of Exile video for you. This video is going to be going over my thoughts for the Phrecia event, as well as some build recommendations for league starters for the Mirage League coming out. Now, I had some personal stuff come up in the past month or so that made it so I wasn't able to put out as many updates for Phrecia as I wanted to, so I'm just going to go over my final thoughts and how I felt about the build after a couple days. Um, Before I get into any of that, though, like and subscribe would be much appreciated. It's really going to help this channel grow. If you like any more Path of Exile content from me or build guides, I'm also going to be going over some news and stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, please do give me a follow, subscribe, any of that stuff. That would be much appreciated. Thank you. Overall, so Phrecia League added two main things really, and it was the alternate ascendancies as well as the shift from the Atlas passive tree to idols. And while I absolutely love the ascendancies, the idol part I think might have, it's not really my favorite thing, honestly. And I understand that it's really strong. Like, I was running blight maps basically nonstop. Blight in my maps had free upgrade towers that were giving crazy amounts of oils. Like, it was insane. But I don't know, there's something about the Atlas passive tree that I think it just makes this end game the way that I like it. I'm not really sure how to quantify my feelings for that. And I don't know, I overall wasn't really enjoying the event this time around. I don't know if it was my build, even though my build worked totally fine, got to red maps within a day. Like, I don't know what the issue was. It could have been the enraged bosses, because it made leveling through the campaign a little bit annoying, and it was just not interesting. Like, it was just hard for hard's sake, in my opinion, which is whatever. I know there's a lot of people that like that. It's just maybe that just wasn't really my cup of tea. So I think moving forward, I would like them to have like a separation of these things. I want to just try the ascendancies without having the idol system or any of the other challenges that they decided to add with it. I just want to play base passive Path of Exile with the new ascendancies. I think that would be really cool. Um, they did go a step in that direction with Mirage adding the Reliquarian to the Scion, which is actually one of my favorite parts of Mirage. But yeah, overall, it wasn't that great, and I ended up only playing for about I think actually 3 days was it, which is the least amount of time I've ever spent in a Path of Exile event. So I don't know. That's where I stand on it. It wasn't all that great. Just not a whole lot of fun here. Um, so yeah, just wanted to get that out there. It's short. Don't really have a whole lot to say, but next up, I'll go ahead and give you guys a couple of builds that should be really good league starters. I've played all four of these builds previously at some point or another. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get those up here for you. Before I go through this, I just wanted to say that none of these build guides are mine. These were all made by somebody else. I just wanted to make sure that that was out there. But I will provide links in the description to all of the original videos that these builds come from. So this first one is Boneshatter of Complex Trauma Juggernaut, and this build was put out by Zizaran. Like, he puts out some of the best build guides around. It's what I followed for basically the first couple years that I played this game. So I can highly recommend his videos, and you should definitely go check him out. But this build is going to be the only melee build that I recommend here, as most of the other ones got nerfed. But this one's going to be a really strong, like really tanky option. Doesn't have the best clear speed, but it does have really good boss damage. And really where this shines is its defensiveness. So this build will be a really good like jumping off point. If you wanted to go and play some other build, you should be able to farm up a ton of currency with this. So your only real pain point is going to be on the weapon, since the Genesis tree got nerfed this league and it can't craft weapons anymore. But other than that, you can still use recombinators to get a good two-handed axe. Not a big deal. So the second build is actually going to be the one that I'm going to be league starting, which is going to be Dominating Blow Guardian. And I wanted to go Guardian just in case I wanted to play with any of the new holy skills, because some of them actually look really interesting. This build, or this particular version, is put out by Ghazzy, who is the expert on minions. If you have any minion questions, definitely go to this guy for sure. But this build looks interesting. I've played it before, a very long time ago, before the changes to Guardian the first time. So that's why it's part of why I want to come back to it, see what's changed. But leveling this build is going to be extremely easy. Guardian has probably the most overpowered single ascendancy node in the game, which is the Sentinel of Radiance? Purity? I can't remember what it is. But it's the Sentinel, the big guy, and he will clear the entire campaign for you probably in 3 to 4 hours of just shield charging around. Technically a minion and a melee build, but it's more focused around the minion damage. Which leads me to the next one, which is also a Ghazzy build, but this one is only minions. And this one is going to be Necromancer Specters. So Specters are just overall one of the strongest builds in the game. One of the easiest ones to really play too, because you don't really have to do much. You just kind of walk through, as you can see here. The only thing, I don't really enjoy getting Specters and the whole gameplay around that. But if you like a minion build, this is probably the safer option other than Dominating Blow. Even though Dominating Blow did get some buffs to the duration of the buff effect, I still think Specters is going to be the easier one. But that being said, if you do want to play some of the new stuff like me, then I would go with your Dominating Blow. But still, Specters, very strong. And again, if you have any questions, Ghazzy basically knows everything that there is to know. So go over and check him out. For this last build is going to be Righteous Fire, and I'm going to say the Chieftain version. Now, I don't have a video on this one, but this is Pohx's guide on Righteous Fire. And it is probably one of the most comprehensive build guides of all time. So he spent a lot of effort putting basically every question, everything you can think of. He's got a whole crafting section, like Atlas crafting. Everything is in here. Righteous Fire is one of the more fun builds to play too. Easy on your hands if you have hand problems. You're literally just walking through and everything dies. So, walking simulator, if you're interested, that's what this one is. But yeah, those are going to be the 4 that I would recommend for probably the best league start. Again, I'm starting Dominating Blow, so if you wanted to follow that and for whatever reason don't feel like talking to Ghazzy or following that guide, I will be here and I'll be able to answer your questions for you. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Again, please make sure to like and subscribe if you like this type of content. I'm gonna make sure to get it out a little more consistently, I should say. But every little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. And just wanted to say thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.